Hey, it's Peter, Gregg, Miami, Florida. I just finished cooking up a nice keto pot roast. So the pot is empty, but I have filled 3 different containers here, and these 3 different containers have my chuck roast. So this is a grass-fed, grass-finished chuck roast, and I made it in the Instant Pot, and I videoed it. So that video is going to go live probably tomorrow. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Okay, or possibly Thursday. I have to edit it. But I have gone keto and even more into carnivore. So a lot of people ask me when I tell them that, what exactly is that? What exactly does that mean? Really, what does it mean? All right, this is where it's a fight between knowledge that you get, I guess, between the ears in your brain and willpower. So if you're going to start any kind of a diet or any kind of an eating regimen and you're going to do it on willpower, you are going to lose. Ha ha ha, you lose, because willpower is going to create pain or cravings, which is going to drag you into eating exactly what you don't want to eat. So how do you fight that? It's not willpower, it's information. So you start by seeing and understanding and learning information. So what this whole regimen is about is eating less sugar. You're going to do it one way or the other. So the simplest way is to start restricting your sugar, okay? And you could look at any can that you want, like this is Hershey's cocoa powder, 100% cacao, naturally unsweetened. So how much carbohydrates are there in here? Well, you learn to start reading the label. So I'm going to look on the side, okay, and over here it's got 3 grams of carbs. But 3 grams of carbs in how much? 3 grams of carbs in 1 tablespoon, all right? So 1 tablespoon of Hershey's cocoa powder is 3 grams, and that is the natural one. So I have been testing with other cocoa powders. So I got one here called Better Body Food. So let's see if I can show you what this looks like. So this is cacao, all right, and this is like a little bit better quality. Now let's look at the label. So what am I doing to you right now? I am getting you to start looking at labels, okay? Oh, I see some people are making some, comments, and I'll get to you in a second. So this is 1 tablespoon, and it's got 3 carbs, okay? So when you identify the carbs, then you're going to actually look and see what amount of sugar you've got. So don't look at where it says sugars. Look and see where it says carbohydrates. Use that number to start with, okay? So you could start by not paying attention to the different foods. You'll get to that level by paying attention to how many carbohydrates you're eating, okay? Now, the really, really easy way to get into this is by actually limiting yourself to 100 carbohydrates a day. So you're allowing yourself 100 grams of sugar a day. Then you can get more strict and make it, let's say, 50 grams. You cut it in half. All right, so I'm at the level where I'm at 20 grams, okay? So just to show you what that's about, all right, let's take a look here and see, all right? So you guys have a cell phone, all right? You guys ever talk to it? Like, hey, Siri, how many grams of carbohydrates is there in a baked potato?
There are about 56 grams of carbohydrates in a potato.
All right, so a simple baked potato, a nice, easy baked potato, something wonderful, okay? I love baked potatoes, white rice. I'm allowed 20 carbs a day, It's got almost 60. It's got 56. What is up with that? I can't have baked potato, okay? So let me help you and make it easier, all right? If it's got grains in it, if it's bread, if it's donuts, if it's apple fritters, and I love freaking apple fritters, okay? If it's got anything like that, your carbohydrates, you're going to blow it out. Now, let's say a donut has 60 or the baked potato has 56 and you're limiting yourself to 100, all right? Because right now you're in the very, very gentle stage. Right now you're just going to limit sugar and you're going to squeeze lower and lower and lower. There's one lady on YouTube, I don't remember her name, but lost over 200 pounds by limiting her sugar and eating just once a day. And she didn't give a crap or a hoot as to what she ate. She just limited herself to one meal a day, okay? So that's a good way to start. But what if you actually want to eat healthier? Healthier, and not just limit your sugars. So that is where you start to look into what you're eating. So I just made, what did I make? Let me show you. I just made 3 containers from one chuck roast. So let me see the weight on this chuck roast. So the weight on this chuck roast was, where is it? 2.40 pounds, okay? And after I cooked it, and I used the pressure cooker, and I recorded the whole thing, okay? So that's going to actually come up in the next day or two. So let's look at this chuck roast. So I did something to make the chuck roast healthier for myself. So this is kind of like stage 2, all right? So stage 1, I was just limiting the sugars. And that's all, folks. Just limiting the sugars, okay? So that was stage 1. And I started to see a little bit of progress. I actually started to lose weight. Now, this meat here is grass-fed, grass-finished chuck roast. So it's a higher quality level piece of meat. And I'll put a link in the description below. You get it from places like agridime.com, okay? And I can't remember that name myself, so I'll put it in the link down below. All right, so looks like the camera got itself straightened out. It was my LCD. If you put it too far, it reverses, and I could see myself backwards. Okay, I know this zit is on this side. Okay, so we do have some people in here. Let's see who we got. We got Scott that's saying, "Let's go, Peter." And we've got in the blues, Shane. Shane was just here visiting me just a few days ago. I actually fed him a grass-fed, grass-finished steak for lunch. And for him, because he's not on any kind of a regimen, I made him a baked potato. Okay, so we've got Vern who's saying, "Hi, Peter. Your video is backwards." Well, hopefully it got straightened out. And Sammy says, "Hi, Peter. It's great to see you." So we do have a few people in here with me. So this is kind of like an introductory lesson to Keto and Carnivore 101. All right. So the body burns 2 kinds of things. It burns sugar. So if I eat a donut or apple fritters, which is one of my favorite things. Okay, so if I eat one of those things, it's going to burn that sugar. And then when it finishes, like a little child, the body is going to demand more. And that's called a craving. And I get those cravings, okay? So I've learned how to deal with those, but that's not going to be in this show. We're going to have another chat where we get into this deeper. But right now, you've got to determine if you want your body to be burning sugars or if you want it to be burning fat off of this midsection that you got going, or off of your thighs, or off of your butt, okay? So the only way to get it to start burning fat is to deprive it of the carbohydrates. Because I'm 68 years old now, and for 68 years, my body is used to burning sugar. And when it runs out of sugar, I run in here and I look for pizza or chocolate chip cookie or I look for something else that is going to actually feed my body because it's running out of fuel and it is running on sugar. What if I get it to stop running on sugar and I get it to start running on fat? So if I get hungry, what do I feed my body if I'm not going to feed it sugar? I'm going to feed it fat, like bacon, like ribeye steak, like chuck roast, like butter, like eggs with cheese, things that are fatty, but there is such a thing as a good fat and a really bad fat, okay? So as you work on this and you get the information into your head, okay, that will override the willpower because you're going to go, I'm hungry, I normally want a donut, but it's not willpower now. I'm not going to willpower myself into not having a donut. I'm going to information myself into going like, I don't want to introduce burning sugar again. I want to introduce burning fat. That is called keto, when your body is starting to burn fat, okay? So that doesn't happen if you're vegetarian or vegan, okay, which I have been learning, and I will share that, but in another live stream, because we're going to have a chat, you and me. We're going to have a chat once a week where we get together and we chit-chat about this. And I'm going to hold myself accountable too. So I started over 205 pounds, all right? And this morning I was 171 pounds. So how many pounds did I cut out? A lot. And it does fluctuate, okay? So what the problem that I've been having in these last 4 months is the cravings. That is what kills me. 8, 9, 10 o'clock, I want my ding-dong bowl of ice cream, okay? Or I want a snack. I want a cookie. I want something. Doggone it. I've been living like this for 68 years, and I want my snack, okay? So it was willpower that I was using, and guess what? You always lose against willpower. You can't win. It'll make you, your body will make you have pain, mental pain, any kind of pain, okay? Your stomach will growl and you could give in, and that's the fight that I've had. So how do you fight against that? How do you kill those cravings? Well, I'll tell you next week. No, I'll tell you now, okay? So the way you have, the way that you kill the cravings is, think about it. You already know the answer, okay? So you already know when you get cravings and you're on the regular standard American diet, which is basically sugar-based, what do? You're going to run for something that's more sugar-based because your body needs fuel. Or you're going to get run down. You're going to get tired. Your brain is going to get foggy, cloudy, okay? So you feed it and it gets happy, okay? So if you're on a basis of burning fat and you start getting crazy cravings, what do you think you're going to give your body to make the cravings go away? Well, I could tell you 3 days ago, okay, I have learned something, so I have information and it's in my head, and I learned if you want to kill the cravings, you need to eat some fat. And I'm going, what? I've been taught all my life that if you got bacon and all these steaks, you're heading for a heart attack, dude. Okay? But now there's a tuning, a misalignment or new alignment of what's going on. So I decided to test this. So what's today? Today is Tuesday. So we're having our chat on Tuesday, okay? So I decided, and this happened at 1:30 in the morning. I was sleeping and I woke up, my stomach was gurgling, and I wanted a Snickers bar so bad I would rather have a Snickers bar over being romantic. That's how bad the craving was. So I had learned, feed yourself some fat. So I said, okay, let's try this crap out, all right? So I got out of bed, I came over here, I have my pan, it's all nice and clean. So I heated it up, I put butter in here, and I got myself 3 eggs. 3, not 1, not 2, but 3. So I opened the first egg and I put it in the pan. I opened the second egg and I drained all the white and just kept the yolk and threw the yolk in there. And then I did the same thing with the third egg. I drained the white. Nothing wrong with the white, okay? That's where the proteins were. I wasn't trying to get proteins. I was trying to get fat. And the yolk is where the fat is. So I made a 3 yolk, 1 egg, scrambled egg. And then when I was just about done, I got a nice big bag of Colby Jack cheese. Is that the name of it? Let me check right here. It's in the refrigerator. Let me see what this is called. So it's called Colby. Might as well just bring it so you could see it. Okay, so I got a bag of Colby Jack, and I just sprinkled it all over the top. A nice helping. I wasn't being chinchy. I was putting fat on it, all right? Cheese is fat, all right? And then I put the lid on the egg. And after I put the lid on the egg, I left it in there for a minute. It melted the Colby Jack cheese until it was like, oh. And then I ate it. Do you know, in 10 minutes, I no longer wanted a Snickers bar? Even if you hand it, here, Peter, here's a Snickers bar. This is not a Snickers bar, okay? Here's a Snickers bar. Because of the information and because the fat satiated me, okay, I learned something. So now I have a weapon to use for those cravings because the cravings were getting me down. So I might have lost 25, 30 pounds-ish, all right, but the cravings were hounding me. And now I know how to kill them, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 that are the chuck roast in their own gravy. Didn't make anything special. You'll see the video when I make this, okay? I just have to edit it and put it up. You'll see the video. So these are going to get the caps. I'm wanting them to cool down for about an hour. And then I'm going to cap them and mark them because I've done this before and I didn't know what the heck was inside. So some of these same containers have ice cream, homemade, no sugar ice cream. Okay, some of them have chicken broth. I make chicken soup. Okay, and some of them now are going to have chuck roast. So I don't want surprises, so I'm going to actually mark them and put them in the freezer. All right, so let's see who we got here with us. So Shane is, I've been in the famous kitchen. It was awesome. Thanks again, Peter. It was nice having you. Scotty's saying something about a Snickers bar and in the blues, which is Shane again. Nothing but a handful of M&Ms couldn't do. Yeah, I could load up and stop the fat burning. But remember, the losing of the weight is a side benefit. I'm actually lowering my triglycerides. I'm lowering the insulin resistance that I've built up from my liver and my pancreas. All right, and I'm lowering my what's called A1C. My A1C, for those of you that knows what A1C is at 8.0, and this was in March. So this is June, all right? So in July, I'm going to get tested again, and I fully expect that to go down, all right? So this is our opening introductory chit-chat on ketos. We'll call ourselves Ketotarians, all right? Those are the people that want to burn fat. And you could do it to lose weight, or you could do it to be healthier, because you're going to be amazed at how much health actually gets put on you by this method of eating. All right, so here's Shane. He goes, I was just kidding, Peter. About the M&Ms. It's good to have you in good health. Yeah, we like to joke, okay? We do, and I understand it. But there's a time to get serious, because if I have to go into getting shots for insulin, that's not a joke. I'm scared of needles before you even start. So I needed a way to cut back on the the triglycerides, the sugar levels. My sugar levels were over 200. You know the thing where you stick it in your finger? You've seen people, and then they put it in this machine, and it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was over 200. You know what my sugar is running now when I stick myself with that stupid needle? 95 to 110. It ranges as to what time of the day. So early in the morning, it's higher. And as I go on into the afternoon, it gets lower. And it goes as low as like 93, 94. But 95 to 105 is where it's sitting happy, where before the sugar was at over 200, which meant when the liver put out insulin, my cells were, oh, that again. I was getting insulin resistance. And the way you combat that, you got to take a pill. I got all kinds of pills, but now they're vitamins. This is vitamin C, ester vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams, okay? So I put these, I don't like pills, so I put them in my smoothie. So this is our chit chat. I wanted to say thank you to you guys that just kind of waddled in today, because this was like unannounced, unprepared, and I just started talking about things I know with low sugar. And I'm not going to just live streams. I might do the live streams once a week, but like I said, I just filmed myself making this chuck roast. So one of these containers is going to be my dinner. And anytime I want another one, like tomorrow night or the night after the next, if I have steak or whatever, or if I want chuck roast, then the second one will become my din-din, okay? So you start to build up a little army of food that you can eat. So, excuse me, I do want to talk about what happens when you go to a restaurant. What do you do? How do you deal with it? So I've been learning a lot of stuff, and I really do want to share this with you. All right? So I'm going to do that by having chit-chats, and then hopefully we can actually start to get questions pertaining to the keto diet. And if you want to get a little stronger into the carnivore diet, or if you want to get weaker, you can just restrict your carbohydrates. Then the next step would be restricting yourself to having one meal a day only, but still allowing a certain number of carbohydrates. There's many roads that you can follow. All right, so thank you for the introductory chit-chat. This was a little nerve-wracking. I didn't know what the heck I was going to talk about, honestly. So I just started by talking to you about what I've been learning, letting you know. I bought one of these little scales. It was $16 at BrandsMart. That's a company we have down here. And it talks to you. It tells you you've lost, it goes into the ounces. You've lost 0.6 pounds. You've gained 3 pounds. And it keeps a running track record. So I was, like I said, over 200. I don't remember if it was 202, 205. And now this morning, I was 171. Do you want to call me a happy boy? Yeah. That was just the gravy on the side. I'm sure I dropped a lot of sugar from running around in my body. And when you drop sugar, okay, it helps your mental attitude. If you feel sad, you can start by restricting sugars. And you'll start to get where your mind is not clouded. You'll start to get where you can think clearly, and you'll start to get where you feel happier, because sugar is a drug. But I've been doing 68 years of drugs, 68 years of sugars. Okay, so losing weight is the gravy. Getting healthier, that's the gold. That's the solid piece of gold. Okay. My sugar readings from sticking my finger and getting the blood have dropped to less than half, okay? And when I go get my tests and they do the blood work and stuff, I expect the blood levels and all that to go way down. So we're going to continue this. I don't know if I'm going to do it every week on Tuesday. This is going to stay where I do videos, okay? But I do want to have an occasional place where we can chit-chat, and I can answer some questions based on the limited knowledge that I have grown. Okay. Oh, I see Carlos. So happy to see you, Peter. He's got his own live channel too. So thank you for joining me today. Like I said, a little bit disorganized. I was just talking from the heart. But the good part is I got to tell you I've lost a lot of weight and my sugar's coming down. So, but I am eating contrary to the way I was raised. No bacon, low fat. Now I'm eating bacon, fat, eggs. Okay. And we'll talk about that in the next chit chat. All right. Peter from Peter's Kitchen, give it a thumbs up. I think I've added the thanks button. So if you like the work that I'm doing, you can donate $1. All right. So please subscribe and thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye. Wish.